Reddit readers discuss exactly what is the gay agenda. Well, in recent years, politicians have begun using the gay agenda as a phrase, as a dog whistle, to whip up their voting base.
Transgender youth are being vilified as predatory men trying to cheat in sports.
Queer News Tonight has repeatedly reported on a law being debated in Ghana where supporters try to stop the gay agenda by making any LGBTQ+ support illegal.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has enacted laws banning LGBTQ+ content from television or media that may be seen by people under 18, as his thoughts are that the gay agenda is to convert children.
Now, in Lawrence versus Texas, the U.S. Supreme Court overturned laws banning homosexual acts. But in a scathing, homophobic dissent, Justice Antonin Scalia wrote, "Today's opinion is the product of a court, which is the product of a law profession culture that has largely signed on to the so-called homosexual agenda, by which I mean the agenda promoted by homosexual activists directed at eliminating the moral opprobrium that has traditionally attached to homosexual conduct," end quote.
So what exactly is the gay agenda? In short, we would suggest it is the fight for equal rights for members of the LGBTQ+ community.
The gay agenda is fighting for equal healthcare access for the transgender members of our community.
The gay agenda is student access to all extracurricular activities they may want to join, no matter their gender, even if it's sports ball.
The gay agenda is protection from housing discrimination. Many areas still allow landlords to deny housing to people based on their sexual identity.
The gay agenda is freedom for the LGBTQ+ community, freedom to be able to exist publicly without fear of violence.
Well, what do we think about the politics of the gay agenda? It's being discussed, and by the way, if you tuned in right now, if you turned us off and turned on Fox News, there's a 50-50 chance they're discussing the gay agenda.
Right. We're very busy. We're very busy saving the world as opposed to destroying it, which is what they would have you believe.
But at least today, and unlike 20 years ago, like we were referring to Lawrence v. Texas, the gay agenda isn't just one-sided. It's not like 2% of America feels this way and the other 98% are just like, no, you two go away. It's a divisive issue, even if it's ambiguous, and it is a dog whistle, but at least it's being discussed. This terrible dog whistle that they use. And people are beyond our community, our allies are fighting back. They're saying, no, not any more of this. These are our brothers and sisters. These are our neighbors. And so I think we've come a long way, and the gay agenda is slowly, but being revealed for what it is.
I think what's interesting about this is we framed it in a perfect way, because the gay agenda, according to us, the community of activists that are pushing it forward, are a series of issues that intersect with all of our identities. We talk about housing, we talk about discrimination, we talk about inequities that exist in our society. It's really about that. So the gay agenda, for me as an activist, are all those real life issues that are actively affecting the communities that are out there, the most marginalized most of the time.
And maybe we should start talking about the straight agenda, which doesn't look too good. Ours is definitely better.
Yeah. And before we move on to some of the Reddit comments, which we're going to move to in a moment, I think it's interesting as I continually hear the gay agenda. It's the focal point in Hungary. It's the focal point in Poland. It is definitely the focal point in Ghana, in Russia. Interesting, this conversation we're having right now of what do we think about the gay agenda? This broadcast in Russia right now violates the law. You can't even talk about it. Now that tells you volumes about what's going on here. Russia is trying to extinguish conversation. They're trying to diminish thought. They're trying to prohibit speech. Then when you think about gay agenda and anybody that is using that phrase in a negative process, a very smart historian has said, and I have read over and over again, we should always turn back and look at history to apply to what is going on in current time. And I go back to the 1960s and go, I wonder if this is what black people faced, the black agenda of civil rights, or in the 70s when women's rights moved along, the woman's agenda, or the agenda to extinguish whoever's civil rights you're pursuing. I think that it's an interesting proposition in terms of the same kind of hate. This is hate speech. When gay agenda is used, it really is a dog whistle for hate speech. That's the seriousness of this. But we're gay. We're LGBT, so we also like to have some of the fun play of it. So as serious as our struggles are in LGBTQ, some users over at Reddit, I love Reddit, recently discussed what the gay agenda really was. Apparently, what we just talked about, we got it all wrong. While there were some serious answers, many users decided to make jokes about schedules, and many discussed brunch and parties or drinking. Before we discuss those comments, let's lighten the mood just slightly with this video from comedian Michael Henry. Watch this.
Cheers!
Cheers!
Oh, what a week.
But we made it, bitches.
How often do you guys drink?
Ooh, Tuesdays I go downtown for lip sync contest. Wednesdays after dodgeball. Thursday for drag race viewing party. Fridays for big fat taco. Saturday and Sunday for bingo brunch. Or when I'm celebrating something. Ooh, or sad about something.
You don't drink on Mondays?
Oh my god, Michael, no, I'm not insane. I only drink when I'm outside or hanging out with people. I am single after all.
Cheers to that. Oh. What do you ever think you drink to escape?
Escape what? The sadness and loneliness that being single brings.
Oh my god, I find it so much easier to talk to men at the bars after I've had a couple drinks because I know that they've had a couple of drinks.
It's stressful being gay and trying to find love. My parents and I don't talk about my love life because it makes them uncomfortable. My younger brothers are already married, and I've been to 10 wedding parties alone this year. I'm going into debt celebrating my straight friends' love lives.
Well, that's the price we pay for being the life of the party.
I've maxed out all my credit cards.
Oh, okay, wow.
I work at Coffee Bean. I share a studio apartment. I don't have health care, and I pay for the champagne with coins I found in a shoe. I am single, broke, and overwhelmed.
Was it your shoe?
You should talk to your therapist about that. Oh, can't afford it. This is my therapy. I've actually had a pain in my eyeball for the last 6 months, but I'm not worried about it.
Who wants to know why I drink?
Me!
Well, I grew up in a small town in New York where I was bullied incessantly by all my male peers for being gay. Having your male peers be the ones that torment you and tell you you're a shit, be the same gendered person that you're sexually attracted to is really a total mindfuck.
That's enough to drive you to drink.
Tell me about it.
Should we all just blurt out the reasons we've intertwined our gay existence with alcohol?
Sure!
I'm ashamed of my body unless I'm drunk. Gay pride is basically a drinking competition.
I don't like the way I sound when I'm sober.
Internalize homophobia.
Oh!
I don't think I'm worth it or funny unless I have a cocktail in my hand.
First time I kissed a boy was at a gay bar.
I never got love from my dad.
I don't know how to have sex sober.
No one likes me when I'm not drinking.
At the end of the day, gay men have been drinking alcohol to relax and express themselves easier for years.
Sometimes to escape the heteronormative world we live in by going to clubs and parties with our friends. But can't tell whether or not they're an alcoholic or drink too much because we're drinking the same amount as our peers. Guys, I'm blacked out. Same.
Cheers to us. I'm stopping today.
No.
Okay.
You've said it before.
And that, America, is the gay agenda. Here are some of our favorite funny responses from the Reddit thread about the gay agenda. Several users posted, "Be gay, do crime." And there's more. Listen to these.
Equal rights for all. And spread the good word about Carly Rae Jepsen.
6:30 to 7:30, gym. 7:30 to 8, right back home. 8 to 9, shower, breakfast, walk the dog. 9 onwards, take over the world. Evening, optional, RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars.
I don't think RuPaul's Drag Race is optional. Convert all the straights, ending reproduction and halting the massive population growth, thus slowly and eventually stopping mankind's destruction of the earth.
Me, I am the gay agenda. I will fill you in later. Oh, and by the way, that's a top joke, by the way.
I didn't get it.
It was the wrong person telling the joke.
Oh, no. Shade is the gay agenda.
Shade is the gay agenda.
Right, you
I
just
agree.
had the gay agenda there.
And humor.
The gay agenda is halting the supply lines so that we can get Pete Buttigieg president.
Yes.
And
I'm all for it.
to support science by probing Uranus.
Yeah.
Oh.
And being drunk while you do it. Apparently.
And getting jabbed.
Yeah.
You know, get the jab.
That's
What
what we
kind of
showed
jab?
up there.
You know, whichever one you can get.
Do you think the haters, evangelicals, and extreme right-wing Republicans, and QAnon, never forget QAnon, ever, do you think we'll defeat them with gay humor that is the basis and platform of our gay agenda? Do you think we'll defeat them?
No, I think if anything, it's more ammunition to use against us.
Yeah.
Because what we find hilarious, they will find extremely offensive and use it against us.
Because we find satire. We see satire and irony and all those things. And when you see some of those clips of some of those people, for example, at the former president's rally, and saying things that you think, that's a joke, right? That's got to be a joke. It's funny if it's a joke. Pero like, it's not.
It's serious.
That's why he
Very
never went to
serious.
the correspondence dinner, ever. First president since the correspondence dinner began that never went to the correspondence dinner because he couldn't take a joke.
No sense of
No humor.
No
none.
sense of
Zero.
humor at all.
Zero.
Right.
Yeah.
So he definitely couldn't be gay,
Right.
even though he's the biggest LGBT gay supporting
Oh
president
yeah.
ever in history.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I've heard that.
He's joking, folks. He's joking.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's the gay agenda.
According to your friend over at Fox,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
your buddy, your
Exactly. My buddy.
bestie.
Tucker, call me. LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ+